I have been a little out of the loop on news today. However, I did see the glorious masterclass that President Trump put on today. And man, it was absolutely fantastic. Yes, he embarrassed a South African president today. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and talk about that right now. So let's watch this clip where he goes off on a reporter really quick, because it's just so damn funny, dude. Like, Trump just absolutely does not care. And that's exactly the type of person we need running things. So here we go right here.
Mr. President, the Pentagon announced it would be accepting a Qatari jet to be used as Air Force One.
What are you talking about? You to get out of here. What does this have to do with the Qatari jet? They're giving the United States Air Force a jet, okay? And it's a great thing. We're talking about a lot of other things. It's NBC trying to get off the subject of what you just saw. You are a real, you're a terrible reporter. Number one, you don't have what it takes to be a reporter. You're not smart enough. But for you to go into a subject about a jet that was given to the United States Air Force, which is a very nice thing. They also gave $5.1 trillion worth of investment in addition to the jet. Go back, you ought to go back to your studio at NBC, because Brian Roberts and the people that run that place, they ought to be investigated. They are so terrible the way you run that network, and you're a disgrace. No more questions from you. Go ahead.
It just treats them like children. It's the greatest thing I've ever seen, man. Oh my God, it's so great. Okay, here's the full clip right here. Let's watch this full clip right here. This glorious full clip from President Trump. It's just must-see TV.
What does it take for you to be convinced that there's no white genocide in South Africa?
Well, I can answer that for the president. It's for him. No, seriously.
I'd rather have him answer.
Yeah, I'd rather answer that. It will be.
Our president will respond to you.
Yeah,
Thank you, Mr. President.
It will take President Trump listening to the voices of South Africans, some of whom are his good friends, like those who are here. When we have talks between us on the quiet table, it will take President Trump to listen to them. I'm not going to be repeating what I've been saying. I would say if there was Afrikaner farmer genocide, I can bet you these three gentlemen would not be here, including my Minister of Agriculture. He would not be with me.
So what's interesting is he actually brought, was it Ernie Els? He brought a couple of golfers, and he did that to basically, he was trying to kiss up to Trump by doing that. It didn't work. It didn't work at all.
So it'll take him, President Trump, listening to their stories, to their perspective. That is the answer to your question.
But, Mr. President, I must say that we have, wait. We have thousands of stories talking about it. Sure. And we have documentaries, we have news stories, and that is Natalie here, somebody here to turn that? I could show you a couple of things, and it has to be responded to.
Yeah, sure.
Let me see the articles, please, if you would, and turn the lights down, and just put this on. It's right behind you, Johan.
There's nothing this parliament can do. With or without you, people are going to occupy land. We require no permission from you, from the president, from no one. We don't care. We can do whatever you want to do. Who are you to tell us whether we can occupy land or not? We are going to occupy land. South Africa occupy land. That's who we are. So whatever we want to do, can withdraw my membership from this useless parliament. Yes, honorable member. Must never be scared to kill. A revolution demands that at some point there must be killing, because the killing is part of a revolutionary act. Shoot, kill, Gaza, kill the poor, the farmer, kill the poor, the farmer, pa, pa. Pa! Pa!
Oh yeah, you could tell. He knows. He's like, fuck, this dude don't mess around. It is so glorious. It is the best thing I have ever seen.
The man of DDay and KED is a white man. So these people, when you want to hit them hard, go after a white man. They feel a terrible pain because you have touched a white man. Not because Pajama and Soli will not be touched. They will be touched, no one. But we are starting with this white man. We are cutting the throat of white men. Shoot, kill, Yamasa, kill the brewer, the farmer, kill the brewer, the farmer.
Do you know how much of a Chad you have to be to sit in a room full of all of these powerful people? And he's like, turn the lights down and watch this. And he's making every single person in the Oval Office and the media watch this. There is truly no one that has the aura and the balls that this dude has. It's absolutely insane, man. And as I tweeted it out, he's the greatest president of all time.
I'm saying to you, was not called for the killing of white people, at least for now. I can't never see the future.
Yeah, but I mean, you understand somebody watching that, especially as it gets scared on Twitter, they freak out. It sounds like a genocide on that.
He is so uncomfortable right now. He's so uncomfortable. This is so great.
We will expropriate land without compensation, whether they like it or not. If they object, they can seek refugee in America.
Now this is very bad. These are burial sites right here. Burial sites. Over 1,000 of white farmers, and those cars are lined.
And while it's obviously funny to watch Trump make this clown uncomfortable, it's actually pretty horrible what we're seeing and what we're learning about this. So, I just want to make sure that while I'm laughing at the situation, the details are absolutely terrible.
Lined up to pay love on a Sunday morning. Each one of those white things you see is a cross, and there's approximately 1,000 of them. They're all white farmers, the family of white farmers. And those cars aren't driving. They're stopped there to pay respects to their family member who was killed. And it's a terrible sight. I've never seen anything like it. Both sides of the road, you have crosses. Those people were all killed.
Have they told you where that is, Mr. President? No, I'd like to know where that is, because this I've never seen. Okay.
I mean, it's in South Africa. That's where.
We need to find out.
Yeah, I mean, I love Trump's like, it's in South Africa. It's in your fucking country. Why are you asking the president of the United States of America where something's happening in your own country when you are the one that denied it was even happening. Holy shit.
Okay.
Mr. President, the Pentagon announced it would be accepting a Qatari jet to be used as Air Force One.
What are you talking about? You know, what are you talking about? You know, you to get out of here. What does this have to do with the Qatari jet? They're giving the United States Air Force a jet, okay? And it's a great thing. We're talking about a lot of other things. It's NBC trying to get off the subject of what you just saw. You are a real, you're a terrible reporter. Number one, you don't have what it takes to be a reporter. You're not smart enough. But for you to go into a subject about a jet that was given to the United States Air Force, which is a very nice thing. They also gave $5.1 trillion worth of investment in addition to the jet. Go back, you ought to go back to your studio at NBC because Brian Roberts and the people that run that place, they ought to be investigated. They are so terrible the way you run that network, and you're a disgrace. No more questions from you. Go ahead. Go ahead, talk about that. His name is Peter something. He's a terrible reporter.
The context makes it so much better. Now, again, I've been out and about all day because I'm traveling, so I didn't really now I've seen it with the context, and it's, oh my goodness. I did not know the context made it even that much better. It was already awesome, but yeah, the context makes it even better. Holy crap. But once it all ended, we got this one right here from Fox News and Peter Doocy covering it. And dude, this was like, I mean, what was it when it was Zelensky? Everybody's like, we've never seen anything like this, yada, yada, yada. Well, we got another one today because this is what President Trump does.
Moment, another open to the cameras moment in the Oval Office, meeting with the South African president, President Trump there. A very open conversation. At one point, the president's staff playing out a video showing these claims of genocide in South Africa, which its leader has refuted. An amazing moment, Trace, and welcome everybody. I'm Sandra Smith in New York, to watch this in real time.
Yeah, and I'm Trace Gallagher in Los Angeles. John Roberts has the day off. This is America Reports. It really was fascinating because it became this kind of very congenial press conference between the South African president, Cyril Ramaphosa, and it was very fun. And then they played the video, Sandra, of these allegations, the video of these groups, including groups that Elon Musk has pointed out, like the economic freedom fighters that believe that.
By the way, Elon was in the Oval Office, and I saw pictures of Elon staring daggers at the South African president. Because from what I understand, they won't allow Elon to do business in their country, from what I understand, if that's true. But I saw a picture of Elon just staring daggers into him.
There is genocide that have called for genocide in South Africa, this time against white farmers. President Trump has given those farmers refugee status. He was asked a question about whether he believes there is genocide, and he said he didn't know. But he clearly is concerned that some white farmers in South Africa are being targeted because he has done many things to try and alleviate those harms.
Another moment of transparency from this White House, the promised transparency. This went for about an hour and 6 minutes. Trace, let's bring in Peter Doocy, our White House correspondent, is standing by. Not only did they play out the video, Peter, but also talking about the G20, President Trump saying he feels it's important to them for South Africa to look good at the G20. He at one point held up copies of articles about South Africans saying these are deaths. What is the reaction so far there?
Sandra and Trace, I didn't even know that you could dim the lights in the Oval Office, which is decades old. Seems like a place that would just have an on or off switch, but President Trump called for the lights.
Is Trump the first president that's ever had the lights dimmed in the Oval Office? That's pretty great right there. Hang on.
President Trump called for the lights to be dimmed so that he could show this multimedia presentation to basically call the call the visiting South African president's bluff. The South African president came here to say there is no genocide happening in South Africa. President Trump basically said, okay, well, then what's all of this? And he showed political leaders and opposition leaders in South Africa saying some very heinous and violent things for several minutes. And he just made the South African president and the rest of the South African delegation sit there in the half-dark room and watch it. And afterwards, President Trump did want to talk a little bit about trade, and his visiting famous golfer friends from South Africa got to speak as well. He said he has not made up his mind, despite the presentation that he had the staff cut and put forward. He has not made up his mind yet about whether or not there's genocide happening. That is something the South African team strenuously denies. And it's worth pointing out that is definitely the most awkward Oval Office meeting since Zelensky was here. It ended a little bit better because I can.
Yeah, but like that's so funny saying it's the most awkward Oval Office meeting since Zelensky. That wasn't that long ago. This just shows you how crazy that things are in the Trump White House. Like, things are moving so fast. That wasn't that long ago.
You can see the vehicle. It is not leaving. The South African delegation is not leaving early. They will be sticking around for lunch. But really, when you watch that, it seems like the Trump foreign policy doctrine is a lot like the old slogan for the MTV show The Real World, where people stop being polite and start getting real. And that's what we just saw from President Trump.
A couple of things, Peter, I noticed there. One was a good question from a South African reporter. She was asking about the G20 summit in South Africa coming up in November. President Trump said it was important that the United States be present at that. Didn't really commit to actually going to the G20 summit, so that's something yet to be seen. But I'm wondering about Elon Musk's hand in all of this. We know that he is South African. Elon Musk has complained again and again about that his Starlink satellite provider was not allowed to operate in South Africa, primarily because he is white. I'm wondering what the reaction there was and how much that played into the videotape playing, as you will, and the lights being dimmed in the Oval Office.
Yes, so the two things in order there. President Trump saying that the United States should be at the G20 doesn't necessarily mean that he is going to go, just that they should have a presence. And there's been some talk at the State Department recently about whether or not they should be engaging with anything early, because the G20 comes with many, many summits in the country, the host country, throughout the year before all the leaders go. So it doesn't necessarily mean that President Trump himself is going to go. As for Elon Musk, he has accused South African politicians of denying Starlink service because he is not black. He says that black business people are being prioritized over him. But what we heard from the South African delegation is they really want Starlink. They think that it could be a help to them in addressing some of the crime that they are dealing with there, and some of the gang issues, and improving business. And if they are going to be talking about trade, then it seems like they are going to work something out for Elon Musk to start using Starlink there.
Look at the memes are glorious, dude. You mofos are killing white farmers. What? Chat, clip this. You know what's reaction, please. God. Trump just needs to stream all this shit, dude. Like, Trump is the greatest streamer on the planet. All right, like, holy crap, this is great.